Well, it is another time for sport on TV Continental, and of course it is Sport Week that is back on your TV screens. I am Promise Efoge, and it is a pleasure to have you join me on this ride through the world of sports. On the program, the Nigeria University Games comes to an end after several days of competition. What are the positives staging this event? All that is captured on Top Story. The 2014 Winter Olympic Games has been a spectacle. Catch some of the action and top action. Arsene Wenger versus Jose Mourinho. When will these men stop their usual off-the-field talking? Their latest banter of words and rivalry is on Side View. Plus,
I want to fight this fight, win, cement my name, put my name in the Guinness World Record, relinquish the title, then move on to the heavyweight. Fight till I'm 60 years old, retire young, healthy with a lot of money, and then go into politics. My ultimate goal is to become the president of Nigeria.
He is gunning for a world title and preparing to write his name in world records. All these and more on Sport Week. The University of Port Harcourt, South Nigeria may have dominated the 24th edition of the Nigeria University Games, but one notable thing is the level of sportsmanship displayed by all the participating schools. Events at the competition started behind schedule, but organizers were able to manage time and conduct all lined-up activities within the stipulated time. The games have been concluded, but on Top Story, we look at how much impact the competition has had on sports development in Nigeria.
In 1966, the Nigerian University Games Association NOGA was formed in Ibadan. It was meant to organize inter-university sports, to create an avenue to sports talent for various national teams, and to promote friendship and unity amongst Nigerian youths. But 48 years down the line, has NOGA been able to achieve its intended objectives? The All-Nigerian University Games, popularly known as NOGA Games, is the most popular sports competition among students in Nigerian university. NOGA hosts a biannual inter-university sports competition, and the first games were held at the University of Ibadan in 1966. Having successfully hosted the first West African University Games WAUG in Ibadan in 1965, University of Ibadan played host as the world witnessed the coming into existence of NOGA the following year. What exactly is the whole idea behind NOGA?
NOGA started with friendship between universities, and then friendship through recreational sports. But later, it became an avenue for stars to come up.
NOGA is a platform that provides opportunity for our students, that is students in Nigerian universities, to meet, play sports, develop friendship, and get on with their lives.
The purpose of this game, first and foremost, is to bring awareness, unity among the athletes, and most importantly, for them to show their talent and get the best out of the athletes so that they can be a better person and a good athlete for the country.
In 1970, NOGA became a member of the World Federation of University Games, FISU, and in 1974 was a founding member of the All Africa University Games Association, FASU. Such was the importance of NOGA that from the 5 participating universities at the first edition in 1966, many other Nigerian universities, including all state universities, have since become full-fledged members of NOGA. But after almost half a century of existence, has NOGA really achieved its set-out objectives?
I don't think so at all. I'm not too impressed at all with the performances we are seeing, with the coordinating aspect of it. I mean, the facilities, I'm not too impressed at all. I think, NOGA, when you talk about NOGA, you compare with NC2As in America, and the performance of the artists shows that they're not doing anything.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I think NOGA Games has not really achieved their objective, taking into consideration their counterpart around the world. Because I want to see NOGA as NCAAs in the USA, where most national athletes are being produced. So the purpose of NOGA is to be able to bring the best out of the athletes that are students in various schools, which is not achieved because of the system in Nigeria.
What then really went wrong along the line?
Somewhere along the line, our good athletes started going to American universities. The Yusuf Ali's, Mary Onyalis, Henry Amikes, Gabriel Okones. They started going to American universities. And that created a disconnect between sports development and school, if I may put it like that.
Everything in Nigeria has gone political, and it is also affecting our sports. In the past, when I was a student and as a university administrator, we were having eliminations only in team sports because of the large number of athletes that we have to take for football. I mean, if 50 universities have to come with a football team, a volleyball team, a basketball team, considering the number, that would be very large. But in individual sports like athletics, we never used to have eliminations. Right now, in these Nuga games, we had only 3 people doing high jump. What does that mean? So, before they started, they could as well have said, don't let us jump. I give you first, I take second, you take third. Where is the competition? Where is the rivalry? I think those who came up with eliminations in athletics did not get it right.
Sport has proven over the years a veritable tool in bridging socio-cultural divides in any society. So, its importance cannot be overemphasized. One of Nuga's objectives is to raise future talents and the standard of sport in Nigeria. But just how has it contributed to the development of sport in the country?
Nuga has produced superstars. Amir Adio, Lawrence Adegbengbe, Felix Owolabi, and so many other people who took part in Nuga and went on to actually represent Nigeria in one sport or the other.
If you judge the standards of performance here with the average national standard, Nuga has done quite well.
While some may argue that it hasn't done much in terms of sports development in the country, many cannot deny some of its landmark achievements, especially in the area of fostering unity, friendship, and interactivity among Nigerian youth. This fact is evident here in Obafemi Awolowo University OAU Ile-Ife, Osun State, where the 24th edition of the Nuga Games is being held. Many of the participating students here believe it's more than just sports. For them, it's time to drop the books, bond, and have fun to the fullest. Most of them would go to different fun centers at night to relax and party. With this, the founding fathers of the Games will be very proud that at least one of their intended objectives has materialized. Fostering friendship amongst Nigerian university students, and as all roads lead to the University of Makurdi for the next edition, many can only hope for an even better Nuga Games. Mayo Ajayi, TVC News, OAU Ile-Ife, Southwest Nigeria.
Cruiserweight boxer Bash Ali's dream to have his name written in history and the Guinness Book of World Records may soon become a reality. After 7 years of asking for government support in staging a bout, the Nigerian sport minister finally inaugurated the local organizing committee for the project. Bash Ali, at 58 years of age, wants to become the oldest boxer to win a world title when he steps into the ring against American Rick Camlin, who is the International Boxing Union champion. Bash is very elated, and he now joins me on the program. Well, Bash, glad to have you on the show. Can you briefly give me a brief history of your boxing career?
Well, before that, I have to sing my song, Bash Ali. You are very great. You great in Nigeria. You greater in America. Bash Ali, you are very great. Well, I was born and raised in Nigeria. I went to America at the age of 18. This was in 1974. When I went to America, I went as a wrestler because I got a wrestling scholarship. My goal was to go to America, become a wrestling champion. But when I got to America, I found out these big, huge wrestlers. And here I was about 5'9", weighing about 160 pounds. And I figured, this is no profession for me. I mean, there's no way I could wrestle with the American wrestlers because they were too big. So I decided to enroll at University of California to study. Then in my second year, I was looking for a job. And as I was walking through downtown Oakland, I saw a big poster of Muhammad Ali. So I went inside to see what was happening. So there were 2 boxing rings and there were some boxers inside, sparring. So I stood there mesmerized, just wondering, I can do this. I can be a world champion. But the only thing I ever knew about boxing then was, seeing Muhammad Ali on television and Joe Frazier and stuff like that, but never really got involved, in boxing. So as I was looking, one of the trainers came up to me and said, would you like to join us? I said, sure. He said, have you ever fought before? I said, yes. I said, I'm the African champion. He said, okay, good. Why don't you come and join us tomorrow? So I went back home really excited that I'm going tomorrow, I'm going to start boxing and I'm going to make big money. I went back the next day. To cut the long story short, I was put inside the ring with this heavyweight called Woods. And we were supposed to spar 3 rounds. Here's this African champion who has come to America. They're looking for new talents. I went inside the ring, just swinging as if I'm a woman. I was not coordinated. And in about 1 minute, I was exhausted, dead tired. So the man says, stop. And he put me outside of the ring. He says, come. He says, are you truly an African champion? I said, no. He said, but why do you lie to me? I said, I wanted to have the opportunity to spar. I said, okay, I like your guts. For you to go inside the ring, to spar with a heavyweight and you never fought before, I'll teach you how to fight. And this is how history started. So we trained 6 months. 6 months, then he said, I want you to fight as an amateur. You get the experience, win some trophies. Maybe go to the Olympics. I said, no. I come from a poor family. If anybody is going to beat me up, it has to be for money. I'm not going to fight for free. He says, okay, if this is what you want to do, let's do it. So that was how history started. Then I went on to become the champion of California, United States Boxing Association champion, North America Boxing Federation, World Boxing International twice, and the current World Boxing Federation champion. So I've been very, very lucky. Well, is it lucky? I think I've worked very hard and I've been able to achieve a lot, in my career in boxing.
Which of your previous bouts will you say has been the most difficult for you?
The most difficult fight was when I fought a guy who couldn't punch. This was in 1983. Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson is not a good puncher. He can't even break an egg. I fought him and I was talking. To him because the fight was so easy. And I opened my jaw and he hit me and broke it in the second round. And here is a 10-round fight. And I was wondering, how am I going to survive? But I kept fighting. And as I was moving, in my head, it seemed like somebody was hitting me with a hammer. But I was able to cruise all the way to round 10 and won the fight. I think that was the most difficult and the most memorable. If I live to be 100 years old, I will always remember that particular fight because it was very difficult. And it was supposed to have been easy, but I made it difficult by opening my mouth at the wrong time.
And if you win your next bout against Rick Camlin, your name will be written in the Guinness World Record. Is this your only motivation?
My sole motivation is the world population is about 7 billion. Out of 7 billion people, I want to be an extraordinary. I want to do something no one else has ever done. The oldest boxer to win a world title is a man called Joe Bogner. He won the title at the age of 48 years, 110 days. By the time I step into the ring, I'll be over 58. And it is a motivation that, outside of a brilliant career, outside of all the titles that I've won, I'm going to cap this with putting my name in the Guinness World Record. I think it is a big thing. It motivates me a lot. Even if you give me all the money in the world, it will please me that I am in the Guinness World Record, not as the oldest boxer to fight, to draw, but the oldest boxer to win. I want to make positive history. This is what motivates me.
After the forthcoming cruiserweight bout, do you intend progressing into the heavyweight division at age 58?
Yes, that is my goal. I've always said that boxing is a vehicle to take me to my destination. And most people ask me, what is your destination? I want to fight this fight, win, cement my name, put my name in the Guinness World Record, relinquish the title, then move on to the heavyweight, fight till I'm 60 years old, retire young, healthy with a lot of money, and then go into politics. My ultimate goal is to become the president of Nigeria.
All right, thank you very much, Bash, for coming on the program. Well, moving on now from boxing, proud to the start of the 2014 Winter Olympics in Sochi, Russia, and there were fears over safety of athletes and officials considering the volatile antecedents of Volgograd, a neighboring city. There were also terrorist threats and a number of bombings and killings in the lead-up to the Games. But the International Olympic Committee kept faith with the Russian government, who promised total security during the Games. And so it's been so far so good in the area of security and safety. Also, it's been so good as far as the level of competitiveness is concerned. The Sochi Games started on the 7th of February and will be concluded on Sunday, the 23rd of this month. On top action, let's see high points of the Games.
Sochi Winter Olympics has been a thrilling experience in terms of the excitement of the Games and the medals won. What has made the tournament an interesting one is the action in all the events. Norway, one of the leading countries on medals table, produced such action to clinch the Nordic combined team event. The men's team sprint in cross-country skiing threw up one of the great controversies of the Sochi Winter Games so far. There was a protest over the result, and the winners could not be announced until juries had to deliberate on the issue. In the end, after 35 minutes, the decision went Finland's way, and they could celebrate at last. Russia took silver, with Sweden winning bronze. Daya Domracheva of Belarus put up a dominant display in skiing and shooting to win the 12.5-kilometer mass start biathlon and her third gold at the Sochi Games. Domracheva's third gold makes her the only 40 woman to win the athlete throw events at one Winter Games and the first to do so in biathlon. Emil Svensson of Norway edged out Martin Fourcade of France by the narrowest of margins to win the men's biathlon mass start event.
Ladies and gentlemen, the athletes.
One of the African representatives at the Games, Togo, who are making their first appearance at the Games, may have no medal to show for their attendance, but the athletes are proud to be in Sochi. 18-year-old Alessia Afedipo, a naturalized Togolese who once skied for India, finished 68th in women's giant slalom. Mathilde Petitjean, who was born in Niger to a Togolese mother but raised in France, crossed the line in the women's 10-kilometer classical race in 68th place, nearly 10 minutes behind the winner.
Everybody spoke with me, and I felt like a star, a VIP. And this is strange for me because I am just 18 years old. I came here and I was unknown, and now I'm popular. This is a lot of strange, but I think it's fun.
The Togolese Skiing Federation is really young. We have two great girls that are training hard, giving their best, and we will see what the future brings. And it's a question of training possibilities, of financing the whole thing. What can we deliver our athletes, and then we will see what happens. I mean, we don't have the pressure, and just because we live in a building together with Sweden, Norway and Finland doesn't mean that we have to stand on the podium with them. It would surely be nice, but we're trying hard and we're try our best.